So I was fired today, and I was really blindsided by it. The reason I wanted to come on, number one, is because I feel like this happens to a lot of people, and it's like shocking and a lot to process.
The loyalty. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys, when I say, if you haven't been living underneath a rock, you have been noticing that cities all over the country, LA, San Francisco, Houston, Miami, New York, Chicago, the list goes on and on and on.
This is reality. This is the real thing going on.
If you haven't been seeing, all of these guys are saying, we have budget deficits. Things aren't going the way that we thought they were. The federal funding is cut off. We've been spending more than our expenses. And we now have to lay people off.
Houston, we have a problem.
And I've been saying this over and over and over again to let people know, to sound the alarms. Listen, we can see the data. Let me show you the data to prove my point. I'm going to show you all of the cities, and it may be your city up next. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. Also, too, I have a newsletter, and you know the deal. It's completely free. How can you be free? And then also, too, if you need any type of financing that deals with commercial properties or investment properties, I am your guy. I've been a lender for almost 20 years, and I can assist you with that. That information is in the pinned comment and the description. Guys, let's jump straight into this. If you haven't been seeing Denver, LA, and the list goes on and on and on with cities saying, listen, we spent too much. We thought that the money was going to continue to come running in, and it didn't.
What the hell's going on over here?
Listen, I say this all the time. A budget is a budget, okay? It doesn't matter how you cut it up. It doesn't matter how many accounting tricks you do. A budget is a budget. Fact. And the same way that I ask you guys to budget is the same way cities have to budget. Let me say this clearly. You have to make sure that your income is more than your expenses. Now, it sounds simple, right? It sounds simple. But for whatever reason, even cities can't do math. I want you to hear from this young lady to tell you how she was blindsided.
Just get a Zoom, or like, this was like a random meeting put on my calendar, and it only showed like my manager on it. I didn't know like the HR person was gonna be on too, and then they just like said it very kind of coldly. And then they just read out like the severance stuff and just said like, you know, it's your last day, effective immediately, and then just like log off, and you're just kind of like, what is happening?
See, this is what I'm talking about. It's loyalty. She thought that there's no way that my company would ever let me go. I work for the city. I work for a government agency, and the government agencies, did you guys hear? It's super hard to get laid off. You can do whatever you want as a government worker, no matter if it's the city, state, or federal government. You can do what you please and you won't be let off. Matter of fact, even if there are budget cuts, you still won't be laid off, because this job is a job that is hard to get fired from. I posted this on my community post, and just a list to you guys to show you what's to come. So let's just take a look at it. Atlanta, Georgia, 20 million to 33 million shortfall. Augusta, Georgia, 11 million deficit. Denver, 200 million. Minneapolis, major tax hikes, which means that they have a deficit. And then it goes on and on and on. Austin, San Antonio, New York, LA, Chicago, Phoenix, on and on and on. And then some of these numbers are ridiculous. Chicago, 1 billion. Now remember, what did everybody say about Memphis, Tennessee? Hot place. You need to move there now. This is the city that is blowing up. You better go there, overspend. Who cares if you overpay on a house? Nobody cares, because you know why? The place is so hot. The place is so hot that you're going to make that money back easy. That's what these real estate agents told you. That's what the news is telling you. But what are the cities that are you going to telling you? We overspent.
This is America. Don't got you slipping up.
And so we know what that means, right? They have to make up the money somewhere. And who are they going to get the money from? I think this is a great time for Orlando University. Let's go ahead and do this class. This should be super easy. If a city has a deficit, A, are they going to lay people off? B, are they going to raise taxes? C, are the city councilmen and everybody that is supposed to represent you going to get a pay raise? Or D, listen, D, all above. I'm gonna let it sit because I know some people are just like, the way I don't know, Orlando. Well, if you said D, you're right. They're gonna raise prices, they're gonna lay you off, and they're gonna get a pay raise. I know it sounds crazy, but just hang with me for the rest of the video and you'll see.
Just explain to the people at home why this is happening, the overspending and the lack of revenues that we have.
Yes, so to give you all an update, the city of Los Angeles is facing a looming budget deficit. In the latest CAO's financial status report, the city of LA is actually $297 million over and overspending compared to what we budgeted for. In addition, on the revenue side, we are $158 million below general fund revenue receipts. And so those are alarming, very alarming issues, especially when you consider that the city is already short-staffed, where 1 out of every 6 jobs are vacant, and the recommendations and what the city is going to be doing is basically eliminating a lot of these vacant positions that they deem non-critical. So anywhere for positions related to recs and parks or youth development, or whether it's the animal shelters, a lot of these positions are now at the chopping block.
Did he just say what I think? Did he just say that the budget was wrong? That they spent way more than they had coming in? See, this is basic budgeting. This is basic budgeting. Let me say that again. This is basic budgeting. But even cities, even the government, can't get it right. And you know who's gonna pay the price? You.
Wait, what?
This is the reason why I say pay attention. And here's the thing. You guys have loyalty to these companies. You have loyalty to these politicians. Let me tell you what. They don't have loyalty towards you. They come onto these radio stations, they come onto these media stations, and they tell you what you want to hear. They tell you something that's completely different than when I look at the numbers. When I look at a budget and I see it's negative, something's wrong. Something ain't right. But let me guess what? These politicians, they're not going to take a pay cut for their mistakes. When you make a mistake on your budget, do you pay the cost? You surely do. You do pay the cost. So why is it that when they make a mistake budgeting, you pay the cost?
It's an evil world we live in.
Let's go ahead and move from LA. And let's go to another city.
We faced a deficit, $402 million. This is really unfortunate, and it's a combination of many factors. We now have, instead of 1 county government, 6 county governments with the constitutional offices breaking off. That was a state mandate that was unfunded. Each of those offices has additional requests on the budget. Our growth is not as high as it's been in the past. Our costs are up, and the state and federal governments have cut funding. So with all of that, we had to find $402 million in cuts.
Now, just to let you guys know where that was, that's Miami. The place where everybody says, you need to come to this place. There's so much money here. Da, 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 da. Yeah, that place.
Sure.
Did you hear what she said? The mayor said? She said, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that, you're going to have to pay. Not me. I make salary, so we're not worried about that. My money, my check is going to clear, but yours won't. All of my guys and girls who understand math, make that make sense. How is it that values go down, but taxes go up? You're raising taxes. The percentage is higher. Instead of saying, I'm going to only charge you 1% on taxes on the value of your property, what if, since we know prices are going down, or they will go down, how about we raise it up to 2.5? That way, we can make that money up.
What do? You get another brilliant idea.
Let me tell you what, they're not just going to tax you on property taxes, sales tax, sidewalk tax, eat at McDonald's tax, Oh, don't worry about administration fees. Don't worry about, oh, you want to get your license changed? Oh, that was $20. Now it's $100.
Wow.
Guess what? You want to get a vehicle registration? I don't know if you know, look in the DMV, there's a sticker here, says that prices went up 100%. But let me guess, a lot of people in the back are saying,
Orlando, I understand what you're saying. They got a deficit and, they're going to tax us more. But what does this have to do with layoffs? I don't understand. Are you telling me that this has something to do with layoffs?
and I'm saying, yes, sir, it does. Yes, ma'am, it does. Let me explain this to you. What do I say all the time about corporations? What is the number one thing? The number one thing that a company will do to save money. I'll wait. We've been through this before. We've been through this before. Get rid of you. They're going to get rid of you fast in a hurry. But let me guess, you don't believe me. Let's watch.
Nobody knows if they're the ones that are going to be affected.
A nerve-wracking weekend for thousands of Denver employees waiting to find out if they still have a job with the city. The city will start laying off employees Monday after Mayor Mike Johnston announced cuts to help balance the budget. Denver 7's Claire Lavazorio is sharing the story of a longtime employee just hopeful she is not on the chopping block.
Did you hear that? So you're telling me that budgets and layoffs, they go together? Who would have thought of that?
My goodness, what an idea. Why didn't I think of that?
You're telling me that if the city, the state doesn't budget correctly, people can lose their jobs. It's so bad in Denver, they had layoff day.
It's bad, real bad.
You go into work and you're like, well, today's layoff day. Nobody knows who's going to get fired. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Sounds horrendous, right? But the city, Denver, in this case, is supporting that. Who knows where they're going to get the money from? We do. You. Your salary. Poof, it's gone.
As a city employee, we're the face of Denver.
This isn't an easy weekend for City of Denver employee Audra Burgos. After nearly 4 decades working for Parks and Recreation,
It's hard to put into words.
she and thousands of others are in limbo, not knowing if their positions are safe.
It's very scary.
The city will begin laying off employees on Monday as it faces more than a $200 million budget shortfall.
$200 million. Now, that must be a lot of pay raises. A lot of new buildings and a lot of things to miss the budget by $200 million. Oh, come on! This is the reason why I say you shouldn't trust any of these people. This is the reason why I say you shouldn't have loyalty to these politicians. You shouldn't have loyalty to these companies. And I know some people will yell at me and put in the comment section and send me emails and say, Orlando, you don't know what you're talking about. You have to trust these guys. I just spoke to one of our city council members and he told me he's going to give me a grant. He told me that he's going to make sure that he goes to speak to whoever he needs to speak to put me first. Really? Have you heard back from him? Oh, he's busy. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Don't be a fool. Now, listen, one of the things that I always say is when someone comes to me and says, Orlando, look, I don't know what's going on. I make X amount of dollars and then my expenses are this. Why am I not able to save money? And the logical answer is because you're lying to me about your expenses. I mean, that's just the truth. If you have $100 and your expenses you're telling me are $80, that means you have $20 left. But you can't show me the $20. Orlando, I don't know where the $20 went. Well, it's either someone stealing from you or you're lying to me. Which one is it? Which one? Come on, we know the answer to this. You're lying.
You're lying to me.
So when I see the cities are having that same issue, my antennas go off. The alarm goes off. Somebody's lying. Where is all this money going? $200 million of your taxpayer money is just disappearing? I need to see. Let's get a forensic accountant in there. And let's see where all the money is going. Well, come to find out,
Next Wednesday evening, 10 Denver City Council members will head for this retreat center in Park County for 2 nights and 1 day of team building and professional development. The price tag, over $26,000.
How do we come together as a body?
Denver City Council President Amanda Sandoval said she previously attended an event at the Lone Rock Retreat, which boasts of breathtaking views, oxygen enrichment systems in rooms, a fitness center, and yoga room. Sandoval said she was impressed with its ability to accommodate disabled people. So council signed a $26,000 contract, which amounts to about $2,000 per person in early May.
You have to do 2 things. You have to both drive increases in your revenue.
2 weeks later, Mayor Mike Johnston announced a massive budget deficit and the need for layoffs.
The truth is, this is hard, and this is going to be hard.
We signed this contract prior to knowing any budget shortfall. We signed this contract prior to knowing any furlough days. We signed this contract before knowing layoffs.
Sandoval said given the layoffs and furloughs and deficits, council tried to get a refund but could not. So they will head up to Bailey next Wednesday and return to Denver Friday morning, a city furlough day.
So just because we're having a time of crisis doesn't mean that city council shouldn't learn how to work better together. It really doesn't.
Couldn't you have found a less expensive place and way to do this?
I've done research on places to do facilities, and there's not a lot of options, and we do not have facilities like that in Denver.
Wow! That's totally understandable. $26,000, but you're laying off individuals, but you're $200 million. Oh, totally. And guess what? There's no other place. There's no other places that they all can meet up at that doesn't cost $26,000. No place like that. No place. I mean, they'll fire you over a Zoom, but they can't do a Zoom call. But let's just do a little research. I mean, let's go ahead. I'm just gonna type this in on Denver conference room. Let's see. What? There's Marriott's. There's tons of conference in Denver. So she couldn't be. She was lying. How are you telling me? Are you telling me that there's tons of these places online, and she was on national TV and she lied and said there's no other place like this? Man, that blows my. I'm shocked. I'm just shocked, guys. How hard is it to find a Marriott? How hard is it to find any conference room in Denver? Now, we're talking about a place that has one of the biggest and busiest airports. And you're telling me this place you can't find conference rooms.
That is blasphemous. That is blasphemous.
Now, on the same flip side of that, guys, on the same flip side of that, this is what I'm talking about. As these guys are saying one thing, we need to raise revenue. They're telling you need to raise revenue. How about we drop down the expenses? And see, I can hear people from the back right now. They're saying, Orlando, I hear you. Okay, they're going to get rid of city workers. But how is this going to affect the broader scale of layoffs? Like, there's no way that this could affect, like teachers, janitors, or anybody who possibly is being touched by city or state. There's no way that any of that is possible, right? Because we all know teachers, there's a shortage of teachers, there's a shortage of nurses, there's a shortage of everything. And so there's no way that they're gonna lay people off during the shortage just because they have a deficit that they caused. They're the one controlling the spending. So there's no way that they're going to punish us as the employees. Well, let's take a look.
Tonight, our Board of Education is meeting to decide whether to eliminate up to 350 jobs in our district. Most of these that are going to be targeted, assistant principals and EC teachers. There are some other ones that are tossed in there as well. I don't entirely understand all of the different things that are the ones that they are considering, but they are meeting tonight to decide whether or not to do that. Kind of feels like that it's a given that that's what's going to happen. There are things being said, I don't know how to verify if it's true or not. I just saw something about there is possibility of even not being able to meet payroll in a couple of months. I think it's by October, if these job cuts are not made.
So now, not only are they telling you, listen, we're going to fire you, but if you want your friends to get paid, you have to get fired. Huh? You have to accept this layoff. If you don't accept it, you may not even get your severance. You may not even get your last paycheck, because that's the only way that we can pay you. We have to lay you off to pay you. They're saying to you that you either accept being laid off or you don't get paid.
Awkward. So awkward.
Listen, guys, I'm not making this stuff up. I'm only the messenger. I'm the only one who put it together and said, listen, you guys need to watch out. You guys need to look out. Because at the end of the day, guys, listen, at the end of the day, the whole point of this video is you guys need to do the research. You need to keep an eye on what's happening in your local area. I'm not asking you to look at everyone else. I'm telling you to focus on your area. If you are in the city of Phoenix, San Francisco, Chicago, Miami, New York, it's everywhere. You need to be looking at, oh, we're in a deficit. What's going to happen in a deficit? Everything goes up.
Write it down and keep it for future reference.
I want you to be ready for that. I don't want you to be caught off guard. You should not be a teacher right now thinking about buying a house in San Francisco or Chicago or Houston or any of these areas that have deficits when you know that you could possibly be laid off, or that you could possibly not only be laid off, but have an increase on your taxes and everything else. It's just not about property taxes. It's the cost of living. When they add taxes to everything, sales tax, administration stuff, let it be car registration, you're going to pay more for all of that. Anyway, guys, you guys know I can talk about this forever, but as you guys know, if you love content like this, please join the Patreon. We do exclusive videos over there. You will love it. We all know that you won't get all of your information off of this one video. I need you to watch this video right here. Yes, this one right here. It will give you information on the housing market, financial news, and get you into your first rental property. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.